Thank you so much for choosing me to participate in the Steering Online Success Project. Now, in the next few minutes, I will go over the strategies, tools, and approaches that we have employed for our online organic chemistry lab program. So, when we switched it to the online platform, our aim was to continue teaching our students the basics, fundamental organic chemistry techniques and methods by bringing them to the lab mentally or ideally. We want our students to feel that they are in the actual organic chemistry lab. So that's why we wanted to have an in-house videos for all the experiments we have in our curriculum. By doing this, we feel like students would have the necessary training when they continue with their undergraduate research. They can have these videos as their property as long as they have the USF email and as long as they are in USF, but they can watch the videos again and again and understand it. So for this, we have divided our curriculum into different sections and put each section on a canvas. As you can see here, our homepage has a picture to attract our students with one of the organic chemistry setup. This is a reflex setup. And we put the TA's name here, his email address or her email address, and we ask the students to follow their email address, what is in here, when they want to contact them. In addition to that, we put this section in the homepage which informs the students that all the information they need for this course is found on the modules. When they click the modules, then they found everything they need. Whatever they need in this course are now found in these modules. So all the experiments, all the videos, all the in-house videos are in here. So we also have what we call the Getting Started module, where we put the syllabus, more course overview, some rubrics, some student support, accessibility. They want to meet the coordinator, and even raise your hand option. So if they click the syllabus here, they can find not only the PDF but a short video of the syllabus. This is what we always do in the physical meeting. So we want to keep the same thing here, and I spent a few minutes just to only go over the syllabus. Then if they want to see the rubrics, for example, students need to know the milestones, the rubrics you have for all our assessments, for the pre-lab, for the post-lab. They can click that here. Then the post-lab rubrics show up here. And you can see here all the details for every point that they have to get. The milestones are here. This is for experiment 2. So in order to get this 1 point, they have to address this. In order to get this 2 points, they have to address this. In order to get this 1.5 point, they have to put the chemical properties. So every lab report is graded out of 40. In order to get 40 out of 40 is now easy for the students because they know what our expectations are clearly. Then, after the rubrics, what they can find in that Getting Started module is this: raise your hand, a software where they can talk to one another, ask questions about the course, about the content to their own classmates. And this is a very nice chat that the TA, even myself, could be involved and help one another. So this is a platform that is created for the students in that section to talk to one another. And we put that right on the Getting Started module so the students wouldn't miss it. But if they want to have a specific discussion on every experiment, we can bring that to every experiment as well. Then we have also a demo. So for some of our students, we feel like before they see the application of a particular setup, apparatus, they probably want a demo. So for this, we have an infrared nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy video as a demo. They can click that and they can see how these two machines work, because they will use them during the semester when they apply them for the different experiments. So it's good to see what these instruments look like, how they are run, and everything. So if they click that video, a very trained lab personnel is running the demo, and they can turn that caption on, and then whatever the person is speaking is now, the captions are all here too. So now he explains how to prepare the sample for the machine. Then if you see in the middle, this is a machine where he can explain how he runs it, and these are the spectrum that they get, how they can analyze it, and everything. And the same thing for the IR spectrophotometer. The spectrophotometer eventually will give you some spectrum, how to get this, how to analyze them. You can get all the information you need as a demo for both NMR and IR in this video. It's a very, very useful video. And you know, we feel like students always learn when they quiz, right? So we just put some online quizzes next to that, and this is all about what they watched. Then if you see the experiments, now for experiment 2, like I said, we have one module. So the first part of the module is the learning objective. So for every experiment, we put our expectation. At the end of this experiment, students are expected to know all this. They have to demonstrate, they have to describe, they have to analyze, they have to apply. This way, we will let them know what our expectations are, and toward that expectation, students will learn. And then after that learning objective, so we have that complete all items on here. So they cannot see the video if they don't read this learning objective. Then now they can click the video, which is called a lab lecture video. So lab lecture video is a video where I would explain the theoretical and the experimental aspect of the experiment that they are going to watch. So it's good to have some background before they actually watch it. So that's why we set up this lab lecture video. Then they can click it, and in the lab lecture video, I spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes, sometimes 25 minutes, and then they can click it, and they can see all the theoretical aspect of this experiment. And they can turn that caption on. So if anybody has accent, or if they don't understand him or her properly, they can still read it. We really worked hard with the innovative education, very genius, smart, very cooperative people. I really appreciate what they have been doing with us. And now this makes the whole thing easy for the students. So you can also see that in some of the lab lecture video, we pick the actual experiment pictures, like when they cool it down, when they do some evaporation or filtration, we explain it in the lab lecture video. Then after that, the students can go and watch the actual video. Of course, the lab lecture video is meant to prepare them. They do a quiz on it. Then after the quiz, then they have to go and watch the actual video. Look at this. This is the actual video where a TA, a well-trained TA, goes to the lab and does most of the work. And when she does it, we recorded her. And every step she does is well explained. And we have the title, and we have the TA write the script so she knows what she's doing. She comes really prepared, and now she runs the experiment. As she is running the experiment, and as she speaks anything, it's on the caption, and students can easily follow her as she does it. So these are the two reactants, she said. Now, the amount is described in the lab manual. So we do repeat what is in the lab manual. And she shows them how to mix this, how to prepare it. Then if you see it, you can see that this is how she ran the reflux, how to set it up. She explains them what this hose is and everything. Now we feel like the students are in the actual lab and just doing what she is doing. See that now she's doing some cooling, maybe eventually drying the product, and then finally she does some spectroscopy. So remember, here they have already seen the video for the demo, and now she is applying the machine. Based on what they have watched, they will be able to understand what she is doing here, and eventually she get the product, the result, and then this experiment will be over. Then after that, we have what we call the experimental 2 data. The data that she got, she told them in the video, but we also want to attach these results as a Word document, as a PDF here, so they can get the whole data of the experiment. All they have to do is just click it, and they get whatever is in there. So she put all this data there. Then they have to see, she got the mass she used, the melting point, this is the NMR she got, and they can analyze it and so forth. So this is how we do experiment 2. Then for experiment 3, 4, and everything would be similar. But if you go to experiment 8 here, we have the learning objectives. As we have seen before, students are expected to know this at the end of this experiment. They are expected to know this. But in this experiment, they need to watch the video, they need to do the quiz. When it comes to the experimental 8 video, we have 2 videos here, because in the actual physical meeting, students are expected to do it in 2 weeks. So now we have the 2 videos. In the same way, they can click the video for 8A and they can watch it, and then for 8B they can watch it here. So here the TA is explaining what he is doing for experiment 8. So he uses all the chemicals, all the glassware that he used, and then does the experiment. As he's doing, he explains it, and students must follow it. And then eventually we get results, but sometimes we run it very slow and we bring the camera close to it so they know when it is steering, and the students should be able to see everything. So this is how we actually set up all our labs and experiments. Then at the end, in terms of the assignments, we put all the assignments online, on Canvas. And look at this, experiment 2, the pre-lab report based on their lab lecture video. They have to write pre-lab results based on the experimental data, and then post-lab report 2, for example, based on the video they watch, and then everything will be assessed based on this. And then we can see this is very clear. All they have to do is just go to the modules and click whatever they want. And in the video, we did our best to make every step as clear as it should be clear to the students. And we have the announcements here. You click the announcements. Whatever we announce, we make the students reply active, so students can send us their comments, whatever they feel about the lab, the whole setup. So we can get comments from them and then modify it according to the comments we received. I hope in the 15 minutes I was given, I tried to explain how we approached the lab and how it went well. Thank you for your attention.